What's up, guys? It's your girl Haley Pearl, aka the SoundChick. Today I'm speaking with James Orez from Escape to What. This interview entails quarantine life, a little bit of history about the band Escape to What, and what you guys can expect from the new album release, Apophenia. Hope you enjoy.
My name is James Orez from Escape to What, and I'm here doing an interview with the SoundChick.
I know that you're in the UK area right now. I was just wondering how you are personally doing right now. Are you staying safe and well during this pandemic?
Yeah, everything, to be honest, like in the area I'm in, like the northeast of England, it's pretty quiet. And I'll be honest, not much has changed apart from lots of shops closing and like going to like grocery stores is different because of the mask and like social distancing. But that's really the biggest change. Like the things you see on TV, like in London, nothing like that has happened in this area.
Wow, that is really unique because obviously for my area it's so chaotic here.
Hmm.
Where, we have the whole lockdown and then we don't have the lockdown and then our numbers are consistently spiking. So that's definitely different from us, but I'm glad that your area is seeing a much better side of it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know the numbers and stuff, but it hasn't been. Obviously, at the start, it got a bit crazy, but it calmed down a lot, and people aren't like afraid. I guess is a good way of putting it.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Have you seen any live streams during this time?
No, I'll be honest. I haven't. I'm during this whole lockdown thing has made me so antisocial. It's unreal. Like I just kind of locked myself away, and I've just been working on stuff.
That's also been me. I've just been working. I've only seen maybe one or two live streams so far. So
I've seen a few clips. Like I saw the one where it was four of them all on one screen, like the vocalist, guitarist, and drummer, which was really awesome. But I just saw a bit of that. It was good
yeah,
though.
cool. When in-person shows and touring, starts to become a thing again, which artist or band are you looking most forward to seeing?
Oh, I saw Deftones did a post saying 2021 we're touring, so really hope they come back to the UK.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're such a great band live.
Yeah, so good. Such energy, you know?
Yes, and that's awesome live. And you can't really get that same energy from a live stream.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So going back to the roots of Escape to what got you interested in making music?
Well, I was at university and I was doing getting a degree in audio engineer because I wanted to, help record, work in the studio, all that sort of stuff. And I hadn't really thought about getting into music until I started to learn. I guess it was basically about MIDI and like samples and software instruments. And I was like, holy cow, it is not easy, but it's quite accessible to make music. So then I started messing around with software like that, and it just went from there, to be honest.
That's really interesting. So can you take us more through the process of, picking your name? Like, what exactly are you escaping to?
Oof, yeah, a few people have asked me this. I've moved around a few times, like from different countries, and it always felt like I'm moving, like the last move, I was moving to England for it to be better. But then when I got here and I was living here a few years, I realized it's the same. There's not much change. And I kept, like years ago, thinking, oh, if I move again, it might be better. But, what am I escaping to? It's the places are still kind of the same, even though they're different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do get that. That's actually really interesting, the backstory. That's unique. Yeah. Personally to you, who was your favorite artist or band?
I would say Tool, definitely. 100%. I know that doesn't really come through in the music, but they are I find them so inspiring.
They're obviously a very big influence to the heavier music scene. How did you feel about their latest album?
More Maynard, more singing is my only sort of criticism. It felt like I know the guys were working loads on the music, and then Maynard came in and did his bit, and it just felt like I don't know if it was disconnected is the right word, but it felt like he literally just came in, sang his parts, and then that was it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I feel like I had a similar feel to that as well. So in regards to releasing new work, you're releasing an album later this week. What can we expect from it?
You can expect to get to know me better, because there's a lot of sort of personal ideas on that album. And it's just a sort of, I like to think, because I chose the name Apophenia because I was trying to find connections between all the songs, and there actually wasn't really. So I was, trying to find something that wasn't there. And I just felt like, I felt like it's a good showcase of what Escape to What is and what it is going to be, because I just want to grow on more from this. It's like I guess a showcase. This is sort of feelings I've had from a couple of years. This is the sort of sound I like. Heavy guitars, sometimes a bit aggressive vocals, but not too sort of scary, I hope. And it's just sort of, this is me sort of style.
For sure. I know you mentioned that you are wanting to grow, more musically past this album, but what are you expecting, in addition to that, from the release of this album?
I hope to be able to just spread Escape to What further and maybe get onto a label. Doesn't matter what size. It's just that sort of, right now I feel like I'm not really part of a community, and communities, as you know, are really important, and I'm just trying my hardest to just, step into one and be like, hey guys, I'm here. Hopefully you like what I do. For
sure, yeah, I got you 100%. So when the album is released, where can fans stream it?
The Apophenia album will only be on Bandcamp. I had a horrible time trying to put the album out on, because I used DistroKid as the provider to go to, like Spotify and Apple Music and all that. And they brought in this new system where basically on the Early Warning EP, I have the extended version of Vacant called The Vacant Ones. And then, as you know, on Apophenia, I've got the song Vacant. And they wouldn't let me have those two songs on different releases. And they were making me have those releases be the same name, which makes no sense because they're different versions. There's like a minute difference and parts have been taken out. And that happened with two songs. And I was like, well, forget this. It's just going to have to go on Bandcamp.
That makes sense, yeah.
It felt like the stores were deciding what, I'm sure this happened with loads of people, the stores are dictating what the artists do with their releases. Because I was thinking like the classic Nine Inch Nails days, when they would have, the Downward Spiral would come out, and it'd be like a couple of remix albums, a couple of EPs with different versions of tracks. And I was like trying to do that digitally, and I guess it backfired.
I feel for you there because that kind of sucks, but I really hope that this whole releasing it on Bandcamp thing still works out. I think it will. Bandcamp's doing a lot of really great things right now amidst this pandemic. So I do think that it will still be really good for the release of Apophenia.
Hopefully. Well, it better be.
Yeah. So speaking of Bandcamp, on your page, you can actually pre-order the album and then get the track Hear Me Rattle immediately. Can you take me through, the meaning of the song for you or the process of making it?
Yeah, sure. The meaning is all about, paranoia, which feeds sort of fear, which leads to sort of for me, an idea of not knowing where to go, what to do, and just being aimless and trying hard to reach out for somebody to help, like guiding my hands sort of thing. That song has had so many versions. Like the chorus has always been what it is, like what you hear, but the verses around it have gone on some crazy journeys. And I finally finished the journey with that. It was a nightmare trying to finish that song. So is this your favorite track off the album? I'd say, I was thinking about this earlier, and I feel like it's joint second, because Vacant is my favorite, because I feel like it's the best song to sort of show off first, which I know I should have done. I should have done that with the pre-order, but I thought, let's do something different. Let's show a different song. But yeah, Hear Me Rattle and Doomed H, I would say, are joint second, because I just feel like they've got a good vibe, and making them was a lot of fun. That's awesome. If you could collaborate with any artist in the future, who would it be? Oh, I would love to get on the radar with Three Teeth. What they're doing right now is so cool, and just to in any way be a part of that. Obviously, if Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails was like, "Hey, do you want to do something?" would be amazing. But that's that's not gonna happen. That's crazy land. But there's a few people I know who are doing music, but they're all doing their own projects right now, unfortunately, which I understand, and that's totally cool. Do your thing. Well, I mean, you never know when it comes to collaborating. I've spoken with bands who have told me that
they've collaborated with like their, the inspiration to their band.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is completely not what we expected at all. So honestly, like, I think anything could happen. The music industry is kind of crazy that way. I think it just, if you're passionate and you have the drive to do whatever it takes to get there, you're going to get there.
I get it, yeah.
Thinking about your release, do you think it's going to be harder to promote the new music, given the fact that we're in this pandemic and you can't really do a lot of promoting via in-person shows or anything of that nature?
Yeah, basically being outside, right? Well, that was a little issue before because technically, like, I'm in England and my guitarist Jan is in Ireland, so there was no live shows going on. And that's something I've been thinking about, but I'm really good at not thinking about that and just focusing on the music, which is really annoying, and I hate that I do that. But it will be, like, it's always difficult, isn't it, to try and get your music out there and say, hey, listen to my music. It's a struggle, but I feel like because of what's going on right now, people might come together better and like, hey, let's do some weird live show thing together. Like things might grow like that, and you never know, right?
For sure, yeah. As an artist, are you fearful of what the pandemic could do to the music industry?
I think the music industry is resilient, like, because of, it survived the internet, right, with Napster and all that. Well, sort of survived, I guess. But I think maybe a cool thing which might happen, which would probably be extremely illegal, but like the classic speakeasies, you could have like music versions of those and like secret shows, and only like the fans would know, and that would create this really cool intimate thing. But then, there's the hazard of spreading the virus and all that. So it's a weird subject, actually, to think about.
Yeah, it's such a difficult time to really know what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
So, obviously I'm hopeful for the music industry, but at the same time, I am scared. Like, what's going to happen to all the smaller venues that are adored by the community? Like, are they just going to go under now? It's scary to think about, yeah, exactly. But also, I think that, if the fans are loyal enough, there's going to be a way that we're going to make it work, So I think that it'll stand strong, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll survive.
Yeah. I have one last question for you, and that is, what is the craziest thing you've done for music?
Oof. I think this would go under craziest, ridiculous, and funny is what the category I'd put this under. I did a music video for Pandemonia, and I was doing it all alone, like in my house. And I wanted to have a scene where there was like a face coming through a wall, or at least, when it presses through like latex, like balloon material, that sort of stretchy vibe. And I didn't have any of that. And I was like, how am I going to make this happen? I was determined to make it happen. And then I had a black plastic bin bag. And I was like, okay, that kind of stretches when you press your face into it. So then I needed to figure out how on my own to have it like tight and like somewhere so I can press my face against it while still recording it for like the video. And I ended up using one of my keyboard stands, but the legs are at an angle. So I had to put one side of the keyboard like on a little stool so it was up. And then I wrapped around the plastic bin bag on one side of the legs, set up the camera, had a mirror in front of me so I could see what I was doing, turned the lights off and had some flashing lights on. And then basically in some sort of like leaning forward, weird back arch motion, was just pressing my face into this plastic. And I can just imagine what that would have looked like if somebody else was standing there watching me. It must have been just absolutely stupid. But it worked in the end.
That is kind of funny, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would be really, really weird.
Yeah, it would look really weird. Oh dear. And I was like singing along to the song as well, so yeah, I guess it would have looked really stupid.
Oh no, like while you were pressing your face against the plastic?
Yeah. And there was spit there, because obviously that my lips were moving all over the place on the plastic. And then it tore, and I was like, it didn't work, but thankfully it did.
Oh man, that's awesome though. I mean, like, even though it was weird, like it totally like prevailed in the end. That's cool.
Yeah. Like in the video, you just see my face coming out of this plastic bag. I think it looks alright. I hope.
Right on. What's up, guys? It's your girl, the SoundChick here again. I really hope you enjoy the interview with James from Escape to What. Please be sure to check out the new album, Apophenia, on the band's Bandcamp page. That's the only place you're able to stream this album. My personal favorite tracks off this album are Demon Creeper or This Place Kills Me, so check it out. In the meantime, rock on, my dudes. For more updates on interviews or music reviews, you can go to my website at www.thesound-chick.com or follow me on social media at RealSoundChick. I look forward to headbanging with you guys.